Hi, this is Sarah Mikesell with the Pig Site, and today we're here with Dr. Micah Jansen. She is a managing pork technical services veterinarian at Zoetis. Thanks for being with me today, Micah.
Thank you for having me.
Great. And today, Micah and I are in St. Paul, Minnesota at the Leman Swine Conference, and we're just about ready to get started with the evening reception that includes a poster session. And you have a poster for some research that you guys put together for Improvest, excuse me. And let's start with just tell me a little bit about Improvest. It's been a little while since we've talked about it, and tell me what it is and what does it do. How does it work?
Yeah, so Improvest is a product that we offer from Zoetis, and really it's a production tool. And so what it allows for is immunocastration of males, kind of as an alternative to physical castration. It is a product that's approved for use in gilts as well, but for this study in particular, we just looked at it in males.
Very good. And tell me a little bit about the research behind this. What inspired you to do it, and how was the study set up?
So just a little background on why we chose to pursue this study. It has been shown before that we can see a reduction in the amount of water usage or water disappearance in pigs that receive Improvest, specifically males that received Improvest, when compared to physically castrated males. And so we wanted to see if we could replicate that benefit in the U.S. Because the work that was done previously was globally performed.
Very good. And how did you set up the study then?
So this study, because of the nature of what we're looking at especially, it was a pin-based study. Okay. So we assigned those treatments by pin, and so the two treatments were either males that received Improvest or males that had been physically castrated. And so we brought them in and followed them throughout the period of their lives, and we weighed them all along. We captured weights at changes in rations, which allows us to understand, what does that intake look like on a ration by ration basis. And then obviously we captured weights at the very end as well, so we could understand, what did they look like at the time of market and compare the differences between the two treatment groups.
Very good. And what did the results indicate?
Improvest is a very consistent product, and so very similarly to what we've seen in the past, things like average daily gain improved by 1.8%. We saw average daily feed intake being lower, which is what we expect because those males get to grow as an intact male until they receive Improvest. Mm-hmm. The other thing, and again, the big focus of our study was understanding what water usage looked like. And so we measured that water intake, or we actually called it water disappearance, on a pin-by-pin basis. And what we saw is a 12.6% reduction in the water disappearance for males that received Improvest compared to males that had been physically castrated.
Wow, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the water disappearance, and what was the feed efficiency? That was
so feed efficiency, I didn't mention that yet, but we actually saw a 10% improvement in feed efficiency. So definitely a huge advantage, and again, that's very consistent with what we expect with males that receive Improvest.
Very good. And those two things often go together, water intake and feed, right? I mean, you have to have one without, you don't have one without the other usually, right?
Yes. So water intake often tracks with feed intake, right. And those immunocastrated barrows just take over the period of their life. They end up requiring less feed to produce the same amount of pork, essentially. And actually, they end up with a larger carcass. So.
That's fantastic. So what does improved feed efficiency and decreased water usage mean in dollars and cents for swine operations, Micah?
I think the obvious answer for producers is that we see an improvement in feed efficiency, which means they are putting less feed into those animals for the same end product. But then the other thing is with utilizing less water overall, we can actually see, for anybody that's really trying to monitor and get better from a sustainability standpoint, we see not only less feed usage, but also less water usage as well.
Very good. Excellent. Well, thank you so much for all the information today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
This is Sarah Mikesell with the Pig Site.